Friday, April 28th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news today, and later on, a look at the top stories across all of our HAN Network news sites this week. Frank Granito joins us with a look at the forecast, and later on a Nutmeg sports update, and Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history. But first, in today's news, Stephen Wright, a state Board of Education member who formerly served as the Trumbull Board of Education chairman, has been arrested 4 times on drunken driving charges since February 22nd. Wright was arrested February 22nd by Norwalk Police, February 27th by Shelton Police, March 17th by State Police, and then again April 10th by Stratford Police. In his April 10th arrest, Wright was also charged with driving while his license was suspended due to his prior drunk driving arrests. He's also been ordered rearrested in connection with the February 22nd arrest, apparently as a result of a failure to appear in court. Now, according to the Trumbull Times, Trumbull police had planned to take Wright into custody at a meeting of the Town Ethics Commission Wednesday, but he did not show. Wright's cases are pending in Norwalk, Bridgeport, and Derby. His next court date is May 9th. Wright, who's an attorney, was chairman of the Trumbull Board of Ed from 2004 to 2012. He's currently serving his second term on the State Board of Education. There's a lot more on that story, at TrumbullTimes.com. And in other news, Bridgeport police said in a release that an infant who died on April 25th has been classified as a homicide. According to the release, police responded to a report on Saturday, April 24th of an unresponsive male infant at the Greens Homes who was brought, by paramedics to Bridgeport Hospital and transferred to Yale New Haven Hospital, where he died the next day. Police asked anyone with information to contact them at 203-576-8477. Let's switch gears now, throw it over to Frank Granito for a look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. And it is foggy around Fairfield County this morning. We've got a low cloud cover lingering. Warmer out today, though, with temperatures in the mid to high 60s. We're going to see partly sunny skies this afternoon as the fog and cloud cover should start to dissipate right around 11:30ish, 12. Partly cloudy overnight and mild out with a low of 56. We could see passing showers in the late hours before Saturday morning. Mostly sunny out on Saturday and warm again, a high of 79 during Saturday afternoon, a light breeze around 12 to 15 miles per hour. There is a chance for an early morning shower or two, but we should see near perfect conditions by midday when we face off our lacrosse doubleheader between New Canaan and Darien. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow night and a low of 52 heading into Sunday. A passing shower or two for Sunday morning, otherwise cooler with periods of sun and clouds and a high of 62. Overcast on Sunday night with a few scattered showers in parts of the county, as it looks like the month of May is going to start off with a couple of cloudy days on Monday next week. That's going to do it for the weather. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, in other news, a young Milford woman has been charged with home invasion and kidnapping in connection with an attack at a Milford hotel earlier this month. Now, according to police, a victim reported being attacked by 4 people in a hotel room at Motel 6, 111 Schoolhouse Road back on April 12th. One of those attackers reportedly was armed with a handgun, and the victim was restrained with zip ties and their mouth was taped. A large sum of cash and clothing were reportedly taken from the room. Through the investigation, police developed a female suspect and on April 25th arrested 18-year-old Jacqueline Steck, who is from Milford. She's charged with home invasion, burglary, robbery, kidnapping with a firearm, as well as criminal use of a firearm and larceny. And a tractor trailer carrying 30,000 pounds of strawberries rolled over in Old Saybrook just this morning. That rollover closed a Route 9 southbound and I-95 northbound ramp. Traffic was being diverted this morning to I-95 southbound. Police say that accident did involve a minor injury. And in the last 5 days, Monroe has experienced 2 stolen cars and a rash of overnight thefts from unlocked motor vehicles, prompting the town to put up an alert sign on Route 111. The town is reminding residents, lock your motor vehicles at night, even in your driveway, and do not leave your keys or any other valuables inside. If anyone sees suspicious activity overnight or discovers a vehicle missing, contact Monroe Police at 203-261-3622. Well, we are going to step out for a break, and when we come back, Donald Ang will join us to take a look back on this day in history. We have a Nutmeg sports update and more local news after this.
Part of banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
Did you know heart attacks and strokes are the leading cause of death in America? Protect the health of you and your loved ones. Talk to a doctor about heart disease. Hi, I'm Dr. David Pazer with ProHealth Physicians, encouraging you to stay informed about health matters that affect you.
ProHealth Physicians is on the pulse of social media to share information about health and nutrition with the community. Get up-to-the-minute alerts, including ProHealth Physicians news and upcoming events. Connecticut's leading group of primary care doctors is just a click away.
Today's coffee break is brought to you by Landmark Preschool, an independent day school serving children ages 1 to 5, recently featured in HAN's Kids World supplement. Affiliated with Ridgefield Academy, Landmark has 4 campuses located in Bedford, New York, Reading, Ridgefield, and Westport. The Landmark program embraces the whole child and engages in purposeful learning experiences to support social, emotional, cognitive, and physiological development. Now enrolling for 2017-2018, visit landmarkpreschool.org for more information.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
Join the HAN Network and Make-A-Wish Connecticut to help make travel wishes come true for local kids with life-threatening medical conditions. Donate your unused airline miles to the HAN Network's Wishes in Flight campaign. Over 70% of wishes granted involve travel, and your unused airline miles can help make kids' dreams become a reality. Plus, once you donate your miles to Make-A-Wish, they never expire. Donate your miles at ct.wish.org/HAN Network and help us change lives, one wish at a time.
Welcome back to this Friday edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. It's April 28th and time to take a look back on this day in history with Donald Eng. Don.
Well, Kate, we've got a bit of a nautical and Pacific Island theme going today. Starting in 1789, the legendary mutiny on the Bounty. William Bligh and 18 sailors set adrift and the rebel crew returns to Tahiti briefly, then set sail for Pitcairn Island. Bligh has gone into history as a stern taskmaster whose cruelty led to the mutiny. The truth is almost exactly the opposite. The Bounty had wintered in Tahiti, and Bligh had allowed the crew to live ashore as guests of the king for 5 months, during which time most of the men took native wives. They chose life in Tahiti over life in 18th century Royal Navy. Can you blame them? Descendants of the Bounty mutineers still live on Pitcairn Island, by the way. It is the single most remote settlement in the world. To 1945, Benito Mussolini and his mistress Clara Petacci and a couple of other fascist leaders are executed by the Italian resistance. With the defeat of the Axis powers all but certain, Mussolini had very few choices. The British and Americans would certainly try him for war crimes. The Soviets, probably a lot worse than that. The couple fled to neutral Switzerland and actually reached the border before discovering that resistance fighters don't always respect national boundaries. Imagine that. 1967. 50 years ago, Muhammad Ali refuses induction into the U.S. Army and is stripped of his championship and boxing license. The case went all the way to the Supreme Court before Ali was exonerated, and he would miss more than 3 years of his prime. Now, Ali had many faults, and if you want a comprehensive list, talk to any Joe Frazier fan, but he also had strength in his convictions. Would any top athlete today take an unpopular stand on a social issue that would get them banned from their sport for an indefinite length of time? In case you're wondering, the answer is no. Finally, now we go to 1947 for this.
On April the 28th, 1947, the Pelicans, for the first time for hundreds of years, were startled at the sight of a balsa raft heading for the open sea. We were on our own, afloat on our 9 balsa woods. After a month, the Kon-Tiki was way out in the ocean. The Humboldt Current carried us north almost as far as the equator, after which we struck out straight across the Pacific. Ocean currents accounted for about 1/3 of our actual speed, and the rest was the gift of the trade.
Thora Heyerdahl and 5 crewmates set out from Peru on the raft Kon-Tiki, attempting to prove that Peruvian natives could have settled Polynesia. The raft traveled 4,300 miles across the Pacific before landing safely in the Tuamotu Islands. That is your look back in history for today, April 28th, and I'm Donald Ing.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, the Reading Pilot reports that arrest warrants state the recent arrests of John and Sarah Sobel, who is a local Board of Education member, on charges of risk of injury to a minor were carried out because they are alleged to have hindered a Department of Children and Families investigation and a police investigation into the actions of 56-year-old Stephen Overby of Norwalk. Now, Sarah Sobel is a member of the Region 9 Board of Ed and was previously the chairman of the Reading Board of Education. Overby was charged by Reading Police in early March with 3 counts of sexual assault of a minor in the first degree, illegal sexual contact, and 3 counts of risk of injury to a minor. You can get a lot more on that story at thereadingpilot.com. But let's totally shift gears, throw it back over to Frank Granito for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. When we look at some of the boys lacrosse scores from yesterday, we saw Ridgefield with an out-of-conference win over Briarcliff, New York. Reed Kagan had 7 goals in that game for the Tigers. Ludlow, unfortunately, falling to Xavier 5-3 in an out-of-conference matchup. Fairfield Ward 9-5 over Brian McMahon. Couple of rivalry games yesterday. Trumbull, a big win, 18-7 over St. Joe's, and Stanford edging out West Hill, 7-6. But the game of the night had to be Norwalk and Shelton. It went all the way to overtime before Justin Snyder iced this one over for the Bears. Here is a look at the game-winning goal from yesterday's game. That goal came with just 1 minute and 10 remaining in the extra period, giving Norwalk the thrilling 9-8 win, a huge win for the Bears. Thank you very much to Mr. Byron NHS for that video. Don't forget that this afternoon we're going to have a rematch of last year's FCIAC and state championship in boys volleyball at 4 o'clock. The Darien Blue Wave will host the Ridgefield Tigers. And our busy week comes to an end tomorrow after we see New Canaan and Darien squaring off in girls and boys lacrosse. The girls' opening draw will be at 1:30. The boys will go at 4:30, both those games from Dunning Field. That's going to do it for this Nutmeg Sports Update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, in other local news, a new sports program at Ridgefield High School had its 4th successful practice on Monday. Unified Sports, a branch of Special Olympics, focuses on bringing students of different abilities together. And RHS is already feeling the positive vibrations from its Unified Volleyball team, made up of student athletes in special education and their partners. The Unified Volleyball team is currently getting ready for its first tournament, which is coming up on May 17th. More on that story at theridgefieldpress.com. And Darien's Heather Peck made her mark on the Boston Marathon recently, the first woman to finish the race in her age bracket. Now, the Boston Marathon is considered to be one of the elite races in the country every year. Peck did not just show well or beat a personal goal. She was the first woman in the age 55 to 59 bracket to finish winning the group. Peck ran the race in 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 30 seconds, averaging just over 7 minutes per mile. The time was good for first in a group of 698 other runners, the top 1.8% of female runners, and the top 9% of all runners in the marathon. You can get more on that story at DarienTimes.com. And if you are one of the 20 million who downloaded the S-Town podcast, you may be surprised to learn that its host and executive producer, Brian Reed, is a Shelton native. Well, Reed was kind enough to talk to us earlier this week about his Shelton roots and the success of S-Town, which has been compared to a great Southern Gothic novel. You can read our feature with Brian Reed today at SheltonHerald.com and all our other news sites. We'll also talk more about it on Monday's Coffee Break. Well, we're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the top stories across all of our HAN Network websites this week after this. When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning freeform pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
It's the InSports Athletic Functional Movement Assessment Program.
A program that uses a camera, the same camera that you use with an Xbox video game.
What it involves is 3 phases. One is the initial test, which will give you a very objective and lengthy assessment of how you are moving and where there may be imbalances.
Once test gets the results from the assessment, we'll develop a customized program for the individual.
The objective really to try to get as many young athletes through this program as possible.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN Network.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this Friday edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and now we're taking a look at the top stories across all of our news sites this week. One of those is one we mentioned earlier about a Region 9 Board of Education member being arrested in Reading and charged with risk of injury to a minor. Now, the Reading Pilot reports that arrest warrants state that the recent arrests of John and Sarah Sobel on those charges were carried out because they are alleged to have hindered a Department of Children and Families investigation and a police investigation into the actions of Stephen Overby, who's 56 years old and from Norwalk. Now, Sarah Sobel is a member of the Region 9 Board of Ed and was previously the chairman of the Reading Board of Education. Overby was charged by Reading Police in early March with 3 counts of sexual assault of a minor. There's a lot more on that story at thereadingpilot.com. And a top story for the second week in a row is that the Wilton Town and Board of Ed have asked that a suit brought by a family alleging their daughter was sexually assaulted by a preschool paraprofessional, Eric Von Cohorn, be dismissed. The town in its filing alleges the preschool girl's behavior was at times flirtatious. The family, arguing against the dismissal of the suit, counters that a detective told the superintendent he would be concerned if his child attended the school where that paraprofessional worked. There's a lot more on that story at wiltonbulletin.com. And another top story this week, Darien boys lacrosse is ranked as the #1 team in the nation in the Inside Lacrosse Under Armour rankings. The power rankings are compiled by using regional polls, which are contributed to by coaches and media members in regions all over the country. Now, you can watch the Darien boys lacrosse team in action this Saturday live on the HAN Network when they take on New Canaan. On that note, let's throw it over to Frank Granito for one final look at the forecast. Frank.
I thought we were going to do sports one more time on that note. Now, okay, it's foggy around Fairfield County this morning, but we're starting to see that fog and the low cloud cover break up here. Warmer out today, temperatures in the mid to high 60s, and we're going to see some partly sunny skies later on this afternoon. We're going to see, again, partly cloudy overnight, mild out, a low 56. There could be 1 or 2 more passing showers as well before Saturday morning, but it's going to be mostly sunny out Saturday. Warm again, a high of 79, maybe even reaching up into the 80s, and a light breeze around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Should be near perfect conditions when we drop the ball for our lacrosse doubleheader tomorrow at 1:30. Partly cloudy overnight and a low of 52 heading into Sunday. A passing shower or 2 for Sunday morning. Cooler in the day, periods of sun and clouds, a high of only 62. A few scattered showers in parts of the county overnight. Cloudy again, and that's the way May is going to start off, as we've got clouds and rain coming up next week, but we'll have plenty more on that for you Monday. We'll see everyone tomorrow, though. Don't forget, we've got boys lacrosse this afternoon, Kate, boys volleyball this afternoon, Kate, 4 o'clock, a rematch of the championships from last year, Ridgefield and Darien.
All right, thanks, Frank. Well, it is going to be a busy weekend for the HAN Network, but we will see you for your coffee break on Monday at 11. Have a great weekend.